Good Wednesday morning to you. It's hump day. You've made it halfway through the week. I hope your week has been good for you. If you have any prayer requests or just need someone to talk to, leave me a message. I'll be glad to get back in touch with you. So we finished up yesterday with about a 15-16 lessons on living at peace with everyone. So today I just want to focus on Psalm 62:2. Psalm 62:2, which says, "He alone is my rock and my salvation, my stronghold. I will never be forsaken." So the title of my devotional this morning is Stung by Betrayal. Stung by Betrayal. So when was the last time you were stung by a bee, walrus, hornet, yellow jacket, anything like that, or a scorpion? Yes, I've been stung by a scorpion. It was way back in the 20th century, back in the 1900s. So how did you feel when that stinger went in you, that poison, that venom was injected into you? How did it make you feel? Were you happy? Did you do a happy dance? Or did you sort of grimace in pain? A bee sting is not something you usually go looking for. When I was stung by my scorpion, I got up in the middle of the night and went to get some water, and I stepped on it, I guess, or got close enough to it, and it felt like a slither of glass went in, and then the pain of the venom hit me. And friends, it was not fun. It hurt. It was pretty painful. But we don't go looking for something like that. We don't go looking, hoping something will sting us. We're not expecting them. But you know, if you think about it, there are some stings that hurt far worse. And I bet you sort of know where I'm going with this, right? David, who wrote Psalm 62, many scholars believe that David is writing about possibly a sting of betrayal by Absalom. If you don't know the story of David and Absalom, Absalom was David's son, and Absalom rebelled against him as his father, as his king, and wanted to be king over David. And that is a difficult sting to overcome. To be betrayed by a close friend, by a co-worker, anything like that, but to be betrayed by a family member, it really cuts deep into the heart, doesn't it? Now, what are some of the emotions that you feel when you have been stung in that way? Anger, mistrust, fear. What are some other things you're feeling? Anxiety, is it going to happen again? Or loneliness, you don't want to trust anyone now, so you back off and you withdraw into your own little world. Just a feeling of being abandoned. There's all sorts of emotions when we are betrayed by someone we trusted. Whatever emotions have invaded your heart, I want you to know, my prayer is that you will use Psalm 62:2 to anchor on to the one who will never forsake you. Jesus said at the end of Matthew that he would never leave us nor forsake us. And that is true. You're going to hear my dog barking. She's betraying me right now. I'm trying to do a video. She's getting all anxious about something outside. But Psalm 62:2 is a confession. It's a confession of David. David reached a point in his life where David came to understand that God alone was his sufficiency. And sometimes in life, we get to the bottom of the barrel. We get to where we have no hope, no light. We are consumed with betrayal, fear, anger, whatever emotion. And we get there, and what we discover is that God is there. that God is working in our life, that God is overcoming the betrayal. And I want you to really gather that in on Psalm 62:2. Notice how David begins. He says, He alone. That's a confession that you have to learn. That's a confession that has to be experienced. That's a conviction that comes through walking through the valley of the shadow of death, or some similar valley that we really don't want to be in. You know, years ago, in 1993, my mother became seriously ill. And I wrote in a journal at that time that at the time my mother was seriously ill, that it was like being in the valley where there was no time, no sun. It was just an agonizing period of time, those first few days. But David discovered that people will betray you, they'll use you, they'll abuse you, but God will never forsake you. And so I just want you to understand that as you think about Psalm 62 too. Maybe you've not been betrayed yet, or maybe you've overcome it, or whatever. But this is a good verse to put in your Bible or memorize. It's good counsel to give a friend. I'd encourage you to read all of Psalm 62 and meditate on that wonderful psalm. You have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.